one of the most popular and promoted credit cards, especially premium credit cards in all the world, has been the American Express Platinum card. It kind of led the charge for premium cards and was the very first one that people considered to be a card that demonstrated whether a person had really achieved high financial goals and really kind of made it in this world. But just because something's popular doesn't necessarily mean it's the best or that it's good. And equally so, just because something's popular doesn't mean that it's overrated either. And so I've recently changed my opinion on the American Express Platinum card. And I want to tell you why I think about it like I do now and how I value this card in my wallet. So if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's look at it together. The American Express Platinum card has went through a lot of changes through the years. And that's only to be expected for the card that kind of led the charge in this space. It was the very first really premium credit card on the market. And so as that's true, and it's been around for a long time, it's going to have seen a lot of different changes, and it's going to have manifested itself in different ways. And so you can look back several years ago, and the fee was about $450 to $495. And then it went up just a few years ago to $695. And then this last year, they made the change, and now it's at a whopping almost $900, $895 a year. Well, what do you get for that? Well, one of the things that has to be recognized about the American Express Platinum card is it's not really an earner card. It's not intended to be the card that you pull out of your wallet and you just rack up a lot of points. Now, no doubt American Express would like you to pull it out of your wallet all the time and for everything, because you won't earn great rewards returns because it doesn't have great multipliers except on flights. But it does have that cachet of being kind of a premium card that kind of shouts to the world. Or if you're sitting at a table with colleagues, it shouts to the table, well, this person has a high-end card. It's like having a fancy watch on your wrist. And so that's part of its appeal for many, many people. Not for me, but for many, many people. But it does have a high annual fee, but it doesn't have very good multipliers. So what it basically has is you can get 5x on airfare booked directly with the airline or through Amex Travel Portal. You can also get some elevated multipliers through their portal on hotels and things, but pretty much the 5x on airfare is about it, and then you get 1x on everything else. So definitely not one of the better earners, even in the American Express ecosystem. So why do people love this card? Now, to kind of reveal my journey is if you were to have asked me about the American Express Platinum card, say a year or a year and a half ago, I would not have been super high on this card. In fact, looking back over some of the videos that I've done, I was not overly complimentary of the card when it was at $695. I thought that price was way too inflated for what you got back, for the credits that it gave you. And so I just wasn't a fan, and as a result, I had never had a personal platinum card. I'd had a business, but I hadn't had a personal platinum card, and neither had my player two. But then the refresh came, and in response to the Chase Sapphire Reserve refresh, where they went to $795 and added a whole bunch of coupon books, American Express basically said, oh, so you want to play? We're going to show you how to do it. And their refresh came out very soon after, and wow, yes, they did raise the price higher to $895, but when it comes to the credits on this card, it completely and utterly changed my mind. And now, as of today, in 2026, the American Express Platinum card may be one of my favorite cards in my wallet. It's right up there with things like the Hilton Aspire that I think is one of the most valuable cards in the world. It's right up there with my grandfathered City Prestige that's so good that nobody can even get it anymore. This card, to me, has incredible value, and it's because of all the credits you can receive on the card. Now, For that $8.95, what can you get back? Now, American Express is going to advertise that you can get well over $3,000 back for that annual fee of $8.95. Is that true? Well, in theory, but in practice, nobody's going to get the full $300 back. And it's because there's several credits on here that just don't make sense for a lot of people and don't make sense for me. Like, for instance, they have an Equinox credit. And this Equinox credit is, I think, $300 a year. Well, I've never seen an Equinox gym in my life except for one time. It's just not something that most Americans have access to. And it's a very, very, very expensive gym. That might only cover 1 month of your membership. And yes, you can use this credit for like their service online or on your phone, you know, their app. But I just don't have a lot of interest in that. So I count that as a zero net return on that particular credit. And then they have things like the Saks Fifth Avenue credit. And this one's $50 every 6 months, and it has to be used at either Saks Online or in Saks actual stores. And we're not around Saks Fifth Avenue very much. And frankly, Saks Fifth Avenue is very expensive. And $50 is just not very valuable there, especially if you order online. You're going to have to pay shipping unless you spend a whole lot more. It's just, I just consider this credit to be almost nothing. But they added a lot of new things. And so when I actually did the math, I'm not getting back $3,000 on the card, but I'm getting back pretty close. And it's very, very lucrative, at least for me. Now, I want to warn you as you consider this card. And if you are interested in the Platinum card, it often has very good sign-up bonuses. In fact, I have our referral link down in the description below. It supports the channel. We'd appreciate it very much if you choose to get this card, if you use our link. And I think it links to the best public offer that you can have, which is up to 175,000 points right now for about $12,000 in spend in 6 months. So if you'd like to get the card, please click below, and that'll certainly help support the channel. But I want to say, and I want to warn you in advance, this card is not for people who just simply want an easy set it and forget it, just pull it out of your wallet and don't think about it kind of card. It's not that way. It's often called a coupon book, and that's an appropriate designation for it, because to get back that now almost $900 in annual fee, you have to do a little bit of work. You have to keep track of some things. But listen to what I plan on getting back with the American Express Platinum card. The first is there is a $600 hotel credit called the FHR credit. Now, this credit is specific to people who really like to stay in high-end hotels. It's for their fine hotels and resorts collection and also their, quote, hotel collection, which are still very nice hotels, but not quite to the level of FHR hotels. Now, if you stay in an FHR hotel, you can use this credit on a single night stay. If you stay in fine hotels and resorts, kind of little brother, which is the hotel collection, you got to go for a 2-night stay. But the $300 is offered twice a year, coming out to $600. So it's offered the first half of the year from January to June, and the second half of the year from July to the end of December. Now for that, if you book one of these FHR hotels, you get some extra stuff. You get early check-in, you get guaranteed 4 o'clock late checkout, you get room upgrades when available, and every time we've used it, we've gotten a room upgrade. You get free breakfast for 2 every day of your stay, which can be worth, in fact, some places just give you an $80 credit for breakfast, which works out great. And then they give you a $100 property credit, which most hotels, you can use that in their restaurants. So oftentimes you're getting, counting your breakfast on a 1-night stay, you're getting $160 to $180 in food and drinks for a hotel night that you might have paid $300 or $350 for. Plus, you're getting back a $300 credit. It's just absolutely incredible. Now, some of the hotels are really expensive, but we have always been able to find some in the areas we're wanting to go that are closer to that $300 mark for a 1-night stay. So that has to be considered. Are you willing to stay a 1-night stay? Are you wanting to stay 5 nights? Well, you might be paying quite a bit more, but the credit is easy to use. It gives you great value. So I consider that $600 with the FHR just to be money in my pocket, because those are places that Nona and I want to stay anyway. The next credit I truly value is the $400 Resi credit. Now, this is a dining credit that is usable at any Resi restaurant, and you don't have to book through the reservation platform. You just go into a restaurant that takes Resi, use the card, and it gets credited $100 every quarter back to your card. So that comes out to $400 a year. Now, I live in a smaller community. There's not but one Resi restaurant. It is a very good restaurant. We like to eat there. So just the other day I went by. I knew we probably wouldn't get by there to eat by the end of March. So what I did is I just bought a $100 gift card. And sure enough, it's going to credit back. And so it's super easy to get this back. I mean, you get $400 meals in a year, and that's almost half of the annual fee just right there. And when you add that together with the fine hotels and resorts, it's more than the annual fee. Just 2 credits. And I've got many, many more to list in this video. The next is a digital entertainment credit, and that's $300 a year. And so they break it down to like $25 a month. Not every digital provider is available on the program, but there are some very well-known ones. Disney Plus, Hulu. And the great thing about Hulu is you can often buy other services like HBO and Showtime and some of those through Hulu, and it bills through Hulu, and it works for this. So we just put our bill on there that we already pay anyhow, and we get back this credit. It is a super, super, super easy $300 to get back. So when you add that on, something that we're paying for anyway, we just shifted which card we put it on. Now we're up to $1,300 for that almost $900 annual fee. Then there's the Lululemon credit. It's $75 a quarter, so that comes out to $300 a year. And if you have ladies in your household, which I have daughters, I have my wife, Nona, and they all like Lululemon. So this is easy. When I'm going to buy gifts, I just go to Lululemon and maybe get them a gift card, or maybe get them something, take Nona with me because I don't know what to buy, but, get them something, and it costs maybe a little more than the $75, but I'm getting back to $75. It's super duper duper easy. Now, with the gift card thing, be careful, because there is some mixed reports. I've heard that sometimes digitally it doesn't work, sometimes in store. So, your mileage may vary on that. Make sure to double check before you go doing that. But if you're buying stuff in store at Lululemon's, you're getting back an easy $300 a year. That comes out to about $1,600 already. And we're only about halfway through with the list. Then there's a $200 Uber or Uber Eats credit. Now, it's $15 a month, and then they give you the remainder of that credit in December as kind of an additional bonus. And this I always use for Uber Eats. Uber Eats is super easy for me. My office has lots and lots of restaurants right around there. I eat lunch every day anyway, so once a month, I just get on there and use my Uber Cash. That's how it does it. It puts it in your Uber account as Uber Cash. You can use it for rides. You can use it for Uber Eats, and it expires at the end of every month. So it's a use it or lose it credit. But I use this every single month. It's super, super easy. That's $200 back. Now I'm at $1,800. And then there's Walmart Plus. Now, Walmart Plus is kind of similar to what we would think of with Amazon Prime. It gives you the free shipping with Walmart, and Walmart pretty much can compete with Amazon with most things online if you order there. But it also gives you some cool things like gas discounts. It gives you even some little weird perks like a Burger King free Whopper every 3 months. I mean, I know that is not significant, but it is something. But where we really like it is 2 things. First of all, it gives free home delivery. And let me tell you, we live out in the country, and Walmart will deliver places that other places won't deliver. So we love this because we would want to pay for this anyway to get our groceries delivered to our house. It's $12.95 a month, and they say it's $155 a year. So you add that on top of the $1,800, we're already almost to $2,000. The additional thing about it is it also gives you your choice of 2 TV services. You can get Paramount Plus, that's the one we chose, or you can get Peacock. So just like Amazon gives Amazon Prime, and then you could get the Amazon digital library there, you also get either Paramount or Peacock with this. So it's a usable credit of $155, getting us up almost to $2,000 on that $900 annual fee. Then there's the airline incidental credit of $200 a year. Now there's several ways to work this. It's supposed to be for incidentals. So you can pay for like your baggage, or you can pay for things on the plane. You can pay for, I think seat upgrades might work for this. Your mileage may vary. You'll have to check on that. But you can pay for like lounge visits. And there have been other ways people have found to kind of get around it and use it for tickets as well. You have to research that yourself. But it's still $200. I've always gotten the $200 back every year. So now we're up over $2,000 on this $895 annual fee. And the last one that's somewhat useful to us is the Clear Credit. Now the Clear Credit is, I think, $209 a year. And if you put it on this card, it'll pay for it. Clear is a service where they use your biometrics, either your fingerprint or your eye print. You know, you look into one of those little scanners with your eye and it knows who you are. And they kind of take you to the front of the security line. It is useful in some airports. It's not in every airport. So I don't value this credit super highly, but it is just a free service that you get. So I do put some value on it. Now, when we add all of that together, that's $2,364 back of stuff that's pretty easy for me to use. So even if I took the Clear off of there, we're still over $2,000 back. So in essence, they're paying me that much extra. Now, all of this math wouldn't work if I wasn't sure I was going to use these credits. But I am sure I'm going to use these credits, and I always use these credits. So I know that they're giving me that back. So this card is more than a free card. It is a card that gives me back far more than I'm paying out in the annual fee. So when you take that $895 off from what the card is giving me back in credits, I'm coming out ahead $1,469, which to me is absolutely amazing. And for that, I get a card that I can get 5X on my airline tickets. And here's the thing we haven't talked about yet. And I get the largest access in the world to a lounge network, multiple lounge networks. You get a priority pass. That doesn't mean a lot to us. We have a lot of priority pass memberships, but for some people it would be significant, and you can take guests into priority pass. You also get access to things like the escape lounges. You also get access to several other branded lounges around the world. You get access to Delta Sky Clubs 10 times a year when you're flying Delta, and you get access to the extensive American Express Centurion lounges. And those are very, very nice. Now, you don't get guests to the Delta lounges or to the Centurion lounges, but wow, the amount of lounge access you get with this card is absolutely unbelievable. What value do I even put on that? I'll probably use the Delta Sky Club several times this year, and I'll probably 10 or more times go into Centurion lounges. How much is that worth? On top of the $1,400 plus that they're giving me back. So I am now a big-time fan since the refresh of the American Express Platinum card. And so I unreservedly, for the right person, and you know if you're the right person, you know if you're a person who's going to keep track of it and get your credits back or not, for the right person, I unashamedly recommend this card because, wow, it can give you back so very much. Don't forget, I do have that referral link down below. And also, I want to tell you about my channel membership. It's just $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. I have early release videos, and I have dedicated videos every week just for my channel members. So check that out. There's also a higher tier called Spreadsheet Warriors where we have face-to-face Zoom calls, and you can see that in the sign-up page. Well, thank you for being here. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you here next time.